Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit different than my normal videos. I just uploaded a video criticizing a certain nation for the attacks that happened today and the attacks that happened in Lebanon. And my video got age restricted, and I appealed it and it got denied. And I knew that was going to happen, that if I criticize that nation, I won't say the nation's name because I don't want this video to get restricted. But I knew that if I criticized that nation, I would probably get flagged for something. So being the petty person that I am, I'm just going to react to this random video that I just came across.
Two countries are rooted in the biblical heritage.
But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger. It's a moral commitment.
It was created to fulfill the long-standing dream of the Jewish people to return to the home of their biblical origins.
Come, let us declare in Zion the word of God. The founders of my country saw a new promised land.
America's commitment to Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering.
Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and I have said that before, and I will say it again.
I recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
You need not be a Jew to be a Zionist. I am a Zionist.
America's relationship with Israel is as old as the foundation of the state in 1948. No political movements, no global developments, and no foreign governments or individuals have been able to derail Washington's ironclad support for Israel. But why is this the case?
Let me explain something about what is called the Jewish lobby in this country.
I spoke about this lobby in my other video that got age restricted.
First of all, the foundation of this very stable and committed relationship is primarily based on the beliefs of evangelical Christians, who are well organized and well represented in American economics and politics.
We stand with Israel!
They believe that a Jewish state must be established on the promised land in order to ensure the second coming of Jesus Christ in accordance with one of the altered versions of the Bible. The special relationship between the US and the soon-to-be state of Israel became official in 1918, when then US President Woodrow Wilson announced his support for Britain's Balfour Declaration, which led to the creation of a Jewish state in the land of Palestine. May 1948, just 11 minutes after the declaration of the foundation of the State of Israel, the US became the first state to recognize Israel. The ideals of Zionism have been supported by United States presidents and members of Congress from both parties over the past half-century.
We have to bring in a considerable immigration into a small country.
Allyship with Israel is not a partisan issue for Americans. It is a national obligation. Kennedy approved the sale of Hawk missile systems to Israel after being elected president in 1960. And that support contributed to Israel's victory against the Soviet-backed Arab states in the Six-Day War of 1967. In 1973, US President Richard Nixon favored Israel in the Fourth Arab-Israeli War, even at the cost of an embargo on the US and the West by oil-producing Arab countries.
Being for Israel first, that does not mean you're putting America second, because
I disagree. That's my biggest thing is with supporting other nations. It's whoever the nation is. It's we should always prioritize America first. And this is one thing I guess I'm kind of with the Republican Party, the current or MAGA, sort of, because they preach it, America first, but then reality is that no, they don't put America first. But if you, I'm trying to choose my words carefully so I don't get this pulled. If you were to ask, okay, so here it goes. Back in the day, Catholics were there was a fear of a Catholic president. I can't think of the exact election, but it was like in the 1920s, I believe. Somebody ran for president and lost, and the propaganda was that a Catholic president would have loyalty to the Pope and to the Vatican. And that was the propaganda, and that pretty much went away when Kennedy got elected. He was the first Catholic president, and some people have brought that up with Joe Biden because he's Catholic, but it's most Americans know that a Catholic president could care less what the Pope, has to say, or the Vatican. Their allegiance, without a doubt, is with the United States. At least that's what we would like to believe. But could the same be said about other Americans who have loyalty to a different nation? Who knows? That's why that. You have to be a natural born citizen to become president of the United States. To this day, like I remember, I think Schwarzenegger wanted to run for president, but he was born in Austria. So there's always that American belief that people of immigrants might have loyalty to their homeland, and I would agree that that could be true, and with this other nation right now, sometimes it feels like they have more loyalty towards that nation versus this nation. If you had to tell them choose one nation, which one would you choose? How many of them would choose America versus another nation, or what they consider their homeland?
They think it goes together.
Carter's advocating for full autonomy for Palestine at the Camp David talks caused the Israel lobby to withdraw its support of Carter, and that might have cost him his presidency.
In itself, it was a great achievement. But the president took a great risk for himself.
AIPAC is not dedicated to peace. They're dedicated to inducing the maximum support in America, in the White House, in the Congress, and in the public media.
Ronald Reagan, who was elected after Carter with the support of the Jewish lobby, signed a free trade agreement with Tel Aviv and granted Israel the status as a major non-NATO ally of the United States.
The security of Israel is a principal objective of this administration, and that we regard Israel as an ally in our search for regional stability.
The US continued to mediate Israel's negotiations with Palestine in 1993 and 1995, which resulted in the Oslo Agreements during Bill Clinton's presidency. Immediately following the Oslo Agreements, US Congress passed legislation recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and calling for Jerusalem to remain an indivisible city.
The alliance between our governments is unbreakable, yet the source of our friendship runs deeper than any treaty.
In 2003, amid the second Intifada, the US gave Israel $9 billion and followed that up with $30 billion in 2007. In fact,
$30 billion, and that's just in 2007. And this is why I'm part libertarian, and when it comes to it's not just foreign aid to that nation, but just foreign aid to most nations. This is again where I lean with MAGA, that we should put American first. I mean, look, I'm a veteran. I've struggled with veteran unemployment. Making YouTube videos is currently my main job, and trading crypto. And mainly because getting a job nowadays is a good job is freaking difficult, you know. I tried for over 10 years, and the government really doesn't really help veterans, you know. But yet they got billions of dollars to go give to a foreign nation, not just that nation, but many nations.
February 2011, the Obama administration vetoed a UN resolution declaring the Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank illegal.
And Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided.
At the end of 2016, the US granted its largest military aid package to Israel, promising Tel Aviv $38 billion by 2028.
What it does is provide an assurance and a foundation for the kinds of ongoing military and intelligence cooperation.
Israel has no greater friend than the United States of America, and America has no greater friend than Israel.
Donald Trump has not lagged behind his predecessor in his support for Israel, and in 2017, he announced that the US recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
I recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
In 2020, Trump unveiled what he called the deal of the century with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. This deal stipulated that Jerusalem would become the undivided capital of Israel, and Palestinians would have to fulfill numerous conditions over the course of 4 years.
It's a great plan for Israel.
When the International Criminal Court announced in 2021 that it was investigating Israel for war crimes, the US, under Biden's presidency, banned the court's prosecutors from entering the US.
We firmly oppose and are disappointed by the ICC prosecutors' announcement of an investigation into the Palestinian situation.
After Israel launched its offensive on Gaza on October 7, the US made its stance very clear, and it was not a surprising position.
The United States stands with you. We will continue to have Israel's back.
And Washington continues to provide Israel with large amounts of heavy weapons since October 7. On the other hand, the Israel Lobby and US Foreign Policy book by Professor John Mearsheimer and Professor Stephen Walt describes the lobby as a loose coalition of individuals and organizations who actively work to steer US foreign policy in a pro-Israel direction. This unconditional support given to Israel by the United States since its inception is now viewed as irrational and is largely criticized because of the burden and disadvantage it causes for the US foreign policy.
Our commitment to Israel's security is ironclad. Let me say it again, ironclad.
And this is part of the reason why I strive for independence, financial independence, you know, because the government tells me who they prioritize. They don't prioritize its own citizens. They don't prioritize veterans, you know, or they prioritize their friends in politics, you know. And again, I'm going to continue to work on my financial independence. Hopefully this video does not get age restricted. I did not curse, and hopefully I didn't say anything that was too that could be considered hate speech or something. So I'll find out. I know I'll get a freaking thing, and I want to title this something, but I have to be politically correct. So I'm just gonna title this video, "Is this the United States of America?" ? Because it feels sometimes like it's the United States of a different nation. All right.